covered in cat hair. All the time. So, if you're anything like me, you've had the past 4 or 5 weeks to sit around and scroll through Facebook a million times. I'm sure by now we've all seen the same videos.
En fait, ceci...
I've also been seeing a ton of news articles going around about people buying a shit ton of box color. This is real. I saw a real news article about this. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand. Modern times call for modern solutions. Do they really know what to expect from their hairdresser when they go back to the salon? Do people really know what they're buying? Why the f*** are people doing that? I figured that this might be something that it's time to talk about. So, if you've ever been to a salon and had a consultation done and you've mentioned the words box color to a hairdresser and they instantly cringe, I'm here to explain why. So, what is box color? Why is it so terrible? Most people use box color because it's cheap and it's convenient. Simple answer, box color is a mess. Let's talk about the chemicals in box color. Ammonia. It's what makes hair color do the hair color things. Now in box color, they put so much ammonia in it because they're generic formulas that it can be really damaging to the hair. It can really dry the hair out. Another one is PPD, which there's a huge word for it that I'm not even gonna try to pronounce because I'm not a scientist. PPDs are used to create fade-resistant hair color. PPDs are considered bad because they're linked to a lot of allergic reactions in hair color. Lastly, metallic salts. Now, this is something you might have heard about before. If you've ever talked to a hairdresser about box color, this is likely what we're going to bring up first. Metallic salts are, in short, the devil of hair color. They embed themselves into the hair, they do not want to leave, and they build up and build up and build up and build up. And when there's that much buildup on your hair, it makes changing your hair color that much harder. The worst part about metallic salts? They react with other chemicals in such unpredictable ways. Now, I'm not saying your hair is going to spontaneously combust, but what I am saying is it's a possibility. It's terrible, even though it's true. So, why do we advise against using box color? There's a couple different reasons. So, they're marketed as a one-size-fits-all kind of color, which isn't always the case. There's too many variables in hair color that prevent your color being just like somebody else's, even if we use the exact same formula. They're also extremely unpredictable. Now, it kind of goes back to all the different variables that contribute to coloring hair. And there's so much art and science that kind of meet in the middle to help create a custom tone for you that box color just cannot provide. And because of all of these things, what you use on your hair could turn somebody else's hair orange, or in a worst case, your hair orange. And there is zero dimension with box color. That's what makes hair color look natural. Let's also talk about blondes for a second. Blonde box color is high lift hair color. If you even know the littlest bit about hair color, you know that high lift hair color is strong as shit. If you're doing any type of blonding at home on yourself, the damage that is done with box hair color is oftentimes irreversible. And this one might confuse you, but hear me out. Price. What I'm talking about is if all of those previous points that I brought up don't work out in your favor, that $5 box of hair color is going to turn into a very expensive color correction very fast. Now, don't get me wrong, I know I probably sound really biased right now. Best case scenario with box color is your hair's just a little bit warmer than it usually is. Worst case scenario, it's extremely warm to the point that your roots are orange and your ends are brown and you don't know what to do and you can't get it fixed at a salon. Professional hair color is a little bit different. For one, it's being done by a licensed, trained professional. We have so much control over it that it is almost virtually, I don't want to say virtually impossible because I've still seen some salon horror stories, but 90% of the time, box color was involved. So the same similar chemicals are in professional color that are in box color. Ammonia is still present. In professional color, we kind of get to control how much ammonia your hair is exposed to. That means that we can control how much damage can potentially be done to your hair. Now, the PPD chemical that we talked about earlier, a lot of professional hair color lines have eliminated PPDs from their formulas and replaced it with TDS, which is a completely different chemical that I have no idea how to say either. TDS has replaced PPD in most professional hair color lines because it eliminates the allergic reactions, but it still allows the gray to cover. It still allows the browns and the blacks to stop fading. And the bane of our existence, metallic salts, those contribute to the actual color that the hair becomes. And without that, we have no control over if it's brown, if it's blonde, if it's red, if it's orange. Well, professional hair color companies use aniline derivatives instead of metallic dyes. These aniline derivatives create the color of the hair without the buildup on the hair, if used correctly. I've never seen somebody's professional hair color smoke after it's been applied. However, I did see somebody, a blonde, went swimming and turned her hair green, and they tried to lift it out with a very, very, very strong color, and yeah, that smoked. So, at our salon we use Aveda, and Aveda is known for being an organic and naturally resourced hair care company. Even down to their hair color, they've figured out a way to build in natural ingredients such as sunflower, castor, and jojoba oil to offer the hair protection against the harsh chemicals that unfortunately have to be in hair color in order to make it work. They've also introduced solely oxidative dyes into their hair color in order to keep the color from fading between appointments. And lastly, they've given us complete control over the color formula. We are able to customize and create an entirely new formula for each and every guest and every client that comes into our salon based off of what their needs are. We learn the variables in order to be able to implement them in the best way possible. A box is not going to be able to do that. So lastly, what I wanted to let you guys know was that you do have options when it comes to covering up your roots. They make root sprays, they make root touch-up powders, all of which are available to order online. But if you do choose to box color your hair, at least now you might know what to expect. We are limited to what we can do in the future based off of the decision you make with box color now. And it's very important that you're honest with your hairdresser that you did box color your hair. There's nothing wrong with using it. If you have to, you have to. We will not pass any judgment on you. Just be patient with us. Let us do what we do best. We won't judge you, we won't be upset with you, and we'll definitely understand. We just want to make sure that you have the best possible hair all the time. Just know I speak for all hairdressers when I say we love what we do, we love our careers, and we love our clients. We cannot wait to be back in the salon to take care of you guys. We miss you, and we will see you soon. And just as a side note, Kool-Aid doesn't come out of the hair as easily as people think it does. I cannot tell you how many times I've had a mom come in and be like, well, we let her dye her hair with Kool-Aid over the summer. Okay, but can you take it out? No. No, I can't. You know what I can do? I can cut it. I can cut it out.